Hello, one and all. I am JayCee, and this is Manchester Creative Talks. This is an interview series of interviews with the first cohort of teachers who attended Tech for Teachers. Our first guest is a science teacher from Hillside Middle School. She is the most energetic teacher that I've ever met. She is none other than Mary Hartigan Demas. Thank you for doing this, Mary.
You're welcome. Nice to be here.
Mary, can you tell me more about you and your career?
So I'm an 8th grade life science teacher at Hillside. I have been there for 36 years, and I teach 8th grade biology, life science, and I taught 3 years in Farmington before that.
Okay. So do any of your previous students came back to your school as teachers?
None of them have come back as teachers. Some of them come back as substitutes. Our assistant superintendent is now a former student of mine. Some come back as, I still keep in touch with some of them. I've gotten invited to weddings. And
Nice.
So
the reason that I asked this question is like one time I remember when I came to your school with Sydney, you told to Sydney that yeah, she is my student. She is my former student. I think she's a substitute on that day.
Yeah.
And I that's when I thought okay, if you really are teaching for 30 years, there is a possibility of them coming back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So going into our topic, what excites you most about biofabrication and regenerative medicine?
Well, when I started, I knew nothing about it. So everything now. Now I've jumped in and I've researched and I'm very excited. It's exciting that it's all right here in Manchester. That's the fun part.
Yeah. How did you came across this whole program, Tech for Teachers and everything?
So Manchester School District was offering a workshop here.
Yeah.
So I came and that's when I first met Shannon.
Yeah.
And she introduced us to planaria and I was like, oh, what could I do with a worm? Was really my thought.
Yeah.
I will never tell her that because she was very passionate about those planaria.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh, this would be kind of fun. And we got talking about project-based learning and my extensive background in project-based learning. So then I got invited to this and it ended up that they were all high school teachers.
Yeah.
And it was very intimidating.
So you think that, but Shannon actually wears you as a crown jewel. Whenever she explains to everybody, she's like, I did my first cohort here. Everybody's a high school teacher, but Mary is the only one who's a middle school teacher. Mm-hmm. And she's so proud of you.
Well, I didn't think the high school teachers wanted me in the same room. So it was kind of I was sitting here these teachers don't want any part of me. Because you think you're a middle school teacher.
Yeah.
And they've been teaching high school for a long time. So I've become very good friends with a lot of them. So it's been really nice.
Yeah. So after attending Tech for Teachers last year, could you tell us how and where you integrated biofabrication and regenerative medicine into your students' curriculum?
So I started, my first project was D-cell resell of spinach, which I had super success with.
Nice.
And the kids actually had a blast.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of feedback, good positive feedback. Mm-hmm. And so the kids actually regrew spirulina on them. So, and then we went into planaria and the kids loved it. And we ended up with an awful lot of planaria at the end because they just keep regenerating.
Nice.
So I donated them to Memorial because they needed a new home.
So how did you handle teaching such a complicated and advanced subject to a middle school students?
Well, I kind of challenged them and I thought if I could do it, I really kind of thought if the high school teachers could do it, then I could do it. I'm kind of stubborn that way, so I jumped right in and I did a lot of research on the spinach D-cell resell. So I was showing the kids the video from WPI of the bovine blood and everything. And then I was showing them pictures that we did of the summer.
Yeah.
So the kids could see that, okay, if I'm asking them to do it, I've already done it.
Yeah, it is
Which
positive.
the kids were really excited about. They were okay. And then I had kids that were getting really good results.
Nice.
And then when planaria came along, they thought that was fabulous that they could just cut them in half. And okay, they're middle schools. Yeah. And the boys thought it was great. And then they realized that they could take pictures with the microscopes. And now I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures of planaria.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So what are some of your memories from Tech for Teachers?
I think the camaraderie of being here with those teachers that we became friends because it was such a small group.
Yeah.
And the fact that Shannon is just a workhorse of knowledge. I call her MacGyver because I think anything, you come up with an idea and she is like, okay, let's see if we can do it. And being able to go into the lab and being able to do things right there and then, I think, was the best part of the whole cohort.
Yeah. So did you bring any of your students to visit big?
I did. So I brought my whole team. So we brought 80 kids here last year.
Yeah.
And we went and we got a tour. We did an emissions tour, and then they actually went through the BIC lab with Ray. And the kids loved it because they got to see bioreactors.
Yeah.
So when we were talking about bioreactors, then they were like, oh, we saw those. So they remembered seeing them, so which was nice.
Yeah. What keeps you motivated to commit to this work?
So I guess I'm a teacher that loves to change things up. I love the challenge. Yeah. So I think that if I can get kids to do all of this stuff and know that it's down the street from them, I think that's what excites everybody.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think first thing, it is exciting, and second thing, it is availability. Like you can literally down the street, like it is in the Manchester.
Right.
It can really change things for Manchester kids if they really want to do a career in biofabrication.
And then I also take the time to do it. I kind of explain things to the kids in their own kind of language. Like some of the terminology is tough.
Yeah.
So, you're talking stem cells and, they're like, what? And, so, but I think I make it so that they find it exciting and they're looking at things that are live, like the planaria. They think that is fabulous. And I'm like, they're just flatworms. But to them, that was like, so cool.
A whole new thing, yeah.
Especially when they regenerated. When we lost some, they, some kids named them, and I wasn't really sure that they could tell the difference, but I wasn't getting into that. Okay.
Yeah, Shannon can only identify a two-header we have, but I think we can't find it from several weeks. I think it dissected.
Right.
For some reason, yeah. What would you like to share to other educators out there who may be intimidated by topics like regenerative medicine or like complex topics?
I think you have to use the sources that are provided to us. Like the people the professors in this building have been fabulous.
Yeah.
Shannon is a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
And I think if you can just look at this and realize that, we're talking about stuff that's just happening in the real world, where like you're saving things, you're regenerating tissue for people to. So, I think that makes it easy for people to understand.
Yeah.
And then I think kids can do it. And I think teachers need to step up their game.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of dealing with textbooks, which some of them still do, that they need to be able to jump in to do this and realize that there's resources right here. If you want a guest speaker, you can just contact me here. And I'll come back here with the kids for the field trip this year. And because they need to see what this lab is, what's happening right in their own neighborhood.
Yeah. So looking ahead, what are your future aspirations or plans for continuing to teach this topic or with the Manchester Creates program in general?
Well, I'm going to actually dive into some of the stuff that Cohort 2 did this year because I want to.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to do some regeneration. I'm going to try to resell with algae this year, red algae.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some kids do spirulina and some kids do red algae and see if I get success there. I'll try that. And I'm going to look into some fluorescent bio beads. So that's like kind of my, and I'm into microplastics too now.
Oh.
So thanks to Embry, because I got to present at Embry my poster from.
Yeah, I really like your poster by the way.
From here.
So good.
So when I was at Embry, I got to meet a lot of professors, and I've connected with somebody from St. Anselm's too, who now sends me all kinds of stuff. So.
Oh, nice.
So it was a great collaboration, and these doors would have never opened if it wasn't for Manchester Creates Cohort. So that's the best part about it.
Yeah, I think you attended many professional development programs. So what makes Manchester Creates unique from those professional development programs?
Because when we come up with an idea, Shannon is all about, let's just do it. Let's make it, let's try it, see if it works. Where we've all been into programs that are like very cookie cutter.
Yeah.
And Manchester Creates is not. And that's the part that's fun about it. So if you get into something and, oh, I've read about this, and then Shannon will look it up for you, and then we're like, oh, we can do this. So I think that's the part that makes it exciting.
Yeah,
and even as a teacher, that I've been in the classroom a long time, and most teachers are like, I can't believe that you can do this. I'm like, why not? I'm like, it's fun.
I bet all the teachers don't think the same way as you think.
No, no, they don't.
What would you say to a teacher who is considering Manchester Creates, like Tech for Teachers?
Well, I talked a lot of them into Cohort 2 from my school, and I wish that teachers would just come in here open-minded, knowing that whatever gets presented to you is doable. Yeah. Everything Shannon offers is doable. Yeah. And I think that's I think that becomes intimidating. So, exactly. And I think teachers get a little scared because it's something new. It's out of the box. You're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I've never done this. Well, a kid's not going to know if it doesn't work. An 8th grader's not going to know if something doesn't work.
If you've done it with like middle schoolers, they can definitely do it with high schoolers. Yeah.
Right. So when I did spinach decel, I wasn't sure recel was going to work. I said, oh, I'll give it a shot. It's all about
experimenting. It's all about experimenting and like more experimenting if that thing fails.
Right. So, I mean, I might have had 2 kids out of 80 that got recel to work. Yeah. But it worked. And I said to them, I said, we did it. I said, we did stuff that they're doing at these colleges. And they're like, what?
At research level, yeah.
I'm like, yes. I said, you guys are stepping up the game.
Yeah.
So
what are some of the weirdest or like funniest comments that kids made when they came across these things, like regenerative medicine?
Well, when they saw, when we were doing planaria, because you all know that planaria just will regenerate on their own. Yeah. So a kid was like, hey, wait, I didn't have 3. I only had 2. How did I get 3? I go, okay, well, that's how the process works. They're like, yeah, but where did it come from? I go, okay. I go, let's back up. I said, let's start with the topic again. Regeneration. They're like, oh. They're like, it just happens? I go, it just happens. I go, that's what happens. They're like, well, what are we going to do with them all? Because at the end, we had a lot of planaria. Oh. I said, you know what? Memorial High School needs planaria. We're going to donate them. The kids were like, well, can we say goodbye to them? I said, absolutely. Because they named them and they thought that they remembered whose was who. Okay.
Which one do you enjoy more, as like in Tech for Teachers or Tech Camp?
Tech for Teachers.
Okay.
If I could do it again, I would.
Nice. And also, congratulations on championing most number of school visits from STEM. I think you are the only teacher who has most number of school visits.
Well, I'm trying for another one.
Okay.
She told me she'd try to squeeze me in.
Yeah.
The STEM-mobile, my kids loved the STEM-mobile. Okay. So when you guys were at school last week, not a single student in my classes had the STEM-mobile before. Oh. So it was so much fun. And the kids loved the Arduinos, which I didn't think they were going to. Yeah. But they loved the fact that they were actually being able to see change. Yeah. So, and I think that's the best part about science, is that we have to have these kids doing stuff hands-on. They have to be able to see things in action. Yeah. It's the only way we're going to win. That's how they learn today. Kids are learning hands-on. They're not learning by textbooks.
So, like, can you tell me more about your Carolina and Spirulina thing, like experiment?
So my Spirulina experiment?
Yeah. I mean, like, are the kids excited? Do they know anything about it? Or like?
Well, so I showed them what Spirulina should look like under a microscope. Okay. Because I didn't think that they would know. Yeah. And I said to them, well, some of you your parents probably put it in their smoothies. And they were like, what? I said, well, it's healthy for you. Yeah. I said, so we explained that. So I had to take them through that step of like what actually we were trying to resell because, I mean, they all knew what spinach was. Yeah. I mean, because I gave them, I'm like, you know what this is. You're eating it at home. Yeah. And then the fact that they could actually see the cell structures break was like, they were like amazed that, and then they were shocked that the leaves like didn't fall apart. Oh, okay. So, and then the kids were like, I think this smells like really good. And I'm like, oh no, just don't drink it. I'm like, okay. But then when we got to the resell part, the kids were like, oh, is it going to happen? I said, I don't know. I said, we have to do this together.
Yeah.
I said it worked once for me this summer. I don't know if it will work again.
Really like your attitude of like doing it with the kids, and like it's not like sometimes teacher already did the experiment and making kids do it again. So if anything goes wrong, they'll think it's like teacher is there, she'll take care of it. But when you do it with the kids, they are like they feel like they're inventing something, or like they're actually experimenting.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all I have for you today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you for accepting my invitation. So, did you enjoy?
I did.